Every year, in fact, this year is the 49th annual Premier Volunteer Recognition event that we hold here in the Santa Clarita Valley. It is the Man and Woman of the Year. This dinner is set for 6 p.m. May 1st at the Hyatt Valencia. Winner is chosen by committee. In the past, we've had some incredible winners, and as I scroll down the list of people who are nominated for this year, each one more impressive. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. And in the studio with me right now, I have a gentleman who's been nominated. I love when the most humble people come through these doors to talk about their nomination, because you can tell they love what they do. They love the volunteer organizations that they work with, and they're just a little bit reticent to talk about the fact that they have been nominated. With me today, I have owner and president of Lentini Insurance and Investments Incorporated, Mr. Jim Lentini. Sir, welcome. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you, T, for having me.
And I love the fact that when I did speak to you about this, you kind of shook your head and pointed and said, it's this guy's fault. With him is Ted Olson of the Elks and Rotary. You're the gentleman who's responsible for this, he says. How do you feel about that?
Well, we needed to nominate someone for Man and Woman of the Year. And Jim has been such an avid volunteer for Veterans Affairs in the Valley that I thought he was certainly appropriate for the nomination. So that's what we did at the Elks Lodge, is we nominated Jim Lentini.
Now, let me ask you, Ted Olson, how long have you known Jim Lentini?
I've known Jim for only about 6 or 7 years.
And so far, so good?
So far, so good.
And now, Jim, I'm looking at the list here. You've been with the Elks Lodge for 12 years here. You've been very, very involved. You were president, you were officer, director of certain outreach programs. You're involved with your church, with the Rotary Club, with the SCV Chamber of Commerce, and a group called Campus After Dark, and the Boys and Girls Club. You care about your community, sir, very, very much. How long have you been here?
About 49 years in Santa Clarita. One correction, though, I haven't been president of the Elks Lodge. I was president of the Rotary Club.
Oh, okay.
And this is a joint project that you have the flyer on.
Well, it's just a matter of time then before Ted is going to ask you to come in and be president, I think. So I'm foreseeing the future for you. You're a busy man. Let's make you a little busier. So you've been in the Valley a very long time. You have a soft spot, too, for young people with Campus After Dark, and also with the Boys and Girls Club. The fact that you are working with the Elks Lodge and veterans, what drives you to help the groups that you help? Was there a certain seed planted in you that you said, these are the groups I want to be involved with, or was there something from your own history, or what drives that?
No, I come from a very strong family background. I know our children are the foundation of our society tomorrow, and we have to take care of them and help them achieve their goals and their desires and the loves that they have, so that we can develop them into being taking the reins from the previous generation and leading. I've always believed that. That was part of being involved in your community is most important.
It's like the biblical story of teach them to fish, and rather than give them the fish, you're teaching them to be the optimum community members and citizens.
Correct.
Now, how about the fact that you're involved with the Veterans Outreach Program? What was that? Where did that come from?
Well, I was a veteran, and when I came back from Korea in '62, I had a tour there. And unfortunately, I came back before my division was brought back and then trained to go to Vietnam. And I was fortunate in that respect, but I was very dedicated because I became very upset with some factions were not treating our veterans home when they returned home. And so I vowed that I would work so that would be in our community. And so I was very much involved in the Rotary Club after becoming the Veterans Chairman. And then when I became more involved with the Elks, I wanted to make sure and work in the Veterans Program there and bring the two together to service and to help and support our veterans and their families here in Santa Clarita. And I'm sure everyone knows it in our valley. We have the homes here. The complex is being built on Center Point, Habitat for Heroes, and we're involved in that. And it was very appropriate Harry Bell, who was a Man of the Year in 2011, the year before he passed away, was a charter member of our Elks Lodge. And so he became sort of the foundation of our veterans program and outreach. The Harry Bell Veterans Foundation has become a great part of it. And if you go by the home here of Habitat, the Harry Bell Place is the main entrance for that for the homes. And we made a commitment, the Elks and Rotary, to raise the money to for Habitat for the veterans. And so once we have accomplished that goal and we've reached it, then we're going to continually, in perpetuity, continue to support our veterans and our families.
And on that note, you brought me a flyer about an event that is coming up. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? Tell me a little bit about the event, the Night at the Races. This is May 2nd that you're involved in?
That's correct.
All right. And you want to tell me a little bit about the event? What can we expect?
Well, a lot of people know about Nights at the Races, where they do that to raise money for different programs, and that where they race horses, and you put it on in the venue that you're going to have. But we're going to do it a little different. This is going to be for our veterans program, but instead of racing horses, we're going to race veterans. We're going to race the Army against the Navy, against the Marines, against the Air Force, and then the Sixth Horse in the Coast Guard. And we're building, and our committee is building characters, the cartoon characters of Doughboy and Flyboy and Swabby.
Why do I think there will be a lot of ribbing going on during this night? I have a feeling.
We feel it's going to be a very strong competition between the different services and those that support and the families that.
I think that's wonderful. Ted, now that you've nominated Jim Lentini for this possible honor, does he strike you as the kind of guy who's going to rest on his laurels and be done? He's going to be busy, even busier, isn't he, after this? Look what you've done.
Yeah, Jim has never wanted to rest on his laurels. In fact, he can be a thorn sometimes because he's so insistent on working for these veterans programs. He's a wonderful guy and a good nominee, we feel.
I think that your admiration of him and the idea that you've done this is, I can see that you've made a very wise choice. So I think that's great. And if you would like to learn more about the Man and Woman of the Year, the event itself, and the nominees, you can go to hometownstation.com. We encourage you to go take a look at that. And as we get closer, we will be interviewing more people as they come in. I'm incredibly excited for you, Jim. You are an amazing member of the community and a great role model for the young people, too, in the organizations that you work for. I think that's a wonderful thing for them to see and to watch you do. And the fact that you've been here for so many years, again, your love of the community and of people is very evident. So congratulations to you on the nomination. I think that's super. So thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you.